So welcome everyone to Yoga Therapy Thursday night, and this is our supine class for relaxing and restoring. We're going to start on our backs. If you have a chest cold, any kind of cold, you might want to add a little bit of elevation lying on a pillow for this first part. So for example, you could take a bolster and lie like this, or do this with a bed pillow. Okay, so just getting that for when you have that situation. But just at this time of year where there are a lot of colds going on, I'd really recommend this kind of class if you are fighting off a cold. So I did this this past week, and I was fighting off a cold, and I did this kind of work to help me fight it off, and it can be really very effective. All right, so just starting with some belly breathing. Inhale, expand the belly into the hands. Exhale, draw the belly in and make a ha sound. And just keep doing this to your ability. Inhale, nose, exhale, mouth. Keeping that going, your own timing. Inhale, nose, exhale, mouth. Adding some bee breath to this with a humming sound. And as you do that, you might add one hand to the heart. Just feel that vibration through the chest as you exhale. Inhale. This really works the throat. Inhale. Great for singers. And for people who use their voice a lot. When you're ready, just stretching your legs out. I'm just going to let one more person in and just take a rest for a moment. All right, so when you're ready, I'm just going to add some arm movement. Your legs can be bent or they can be straight. So I'm going to straighten mine, but feel free to bend them. So inhale, bringing your arms up. And again, you can always have a cushion or a pillow behind you to bring your arms to, or you can bend your elbows like this. And exhale, bringing your arms down. And if you can, as you inhale, inhale into your chest, then into your belly, and nod the chin in. And exhale, pull up from the pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button is in as the lower back comes into the floor and the hands come down by your sides. Just keep this going. Inhale, chest to belly. Exhale, belly to chest. 2 more times. Now I'm doing Ujjayi pranayama, constricting the throat. This also really works the throat. All right, so we're going to work with one arm at a time and work with the neck a little bit. So inhale, bringing both arms up to your place. So again, you could have a cushion behind you that you bring your arms to, or your arms flat on the mat behind you. So that's your inhale. Exhale, bringing the right arm down and turning your head to the right. Now, when I do this, I bring the top of my head back towards that top arm. Inhale, straighten the head, bring the arm up, tuck the chin in. Exhale, other side, left arm coming down and turning the head to the left. Now, if you have any tightness in your neck, you'll probably feel it on the opposite side that you're turning to. Inhale, center. So when you turn to the right, you'll feel the left side of the neck stretching. And when you turn to the right, you'll feel the right side stretching. So let me say that again. You'll feel the opposite side to the side you're on. So when you turn to the left, you'll feel the right side stretching. And when you turn to the left, the right, you'll feel the left side stretching. I'm messing up my left and right. Opposite sides you're turning to. Just notice that the back of your head, your neck, any tension there. Hopefully you're releasing some of it. And then if it's comfortable, you can keep this going, or you're going to stay on one side. So I've got my head turned to the right, and I'm turning my head right. I feel the stretch in my left side, my neck primarily. You can have your palms facing up. You can adjust where your arms are. As you exhale, try to turn a little bit more. Inhale, release a little bit. Exhale, turn a little bit more and press your head into the floor. And inhale, release a little bit. Just keep this going. And then you're going to switch sides and derotate the head to the center. Inhale, arms up. And exhale to your other side, your left arm down. You're turning your head to the left, the right side of your head, the back part's going to the right. You feel the stretch in that right side. Palms facing up, perhaps as you exhale, rotating a little bit more. And inhale, release just a little bit, and just keep that going. As you exhale, try to press your head a little bit into floor as you rotate a little bit more left, and inhale, release. And you might feel the stretch right down to your shoulder, depending on how tight you are in there. And when you're ready, coming back to the center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release, arms down. Just rest for a moment. Notice how you feel. When you're ready, you're going to bend your knees if they're not already bent. We're going to do some chest openers, focusing on the chest as we lift our hips up. So this works the upper back and lower back. We're going to try to focus a bit more on the chest. So inhale, lifting up and bringing your arms up at the same time if you can. And exhale, just bring your right arm down as you come down and leave your left arm up. And you can stretch that left arm away. Inhale, coming up, both arms up, tuck the chin in, lift the hips nice and high. And exhale, that left arm coming down. Let's keep this going side to side. You might really notice one side of your back stretching at a time, one shoulder working at a time. When you're ready, you're going to leave your arms up as you bring your torso down. Focus on bringing down the upper back, middle back, lower back, rolling it into the ground as you come down. So that's your exhale. And then inhale, come back up, leaving your arms up if you can. Now, as you do this, imagine someone's pulling your fingers. So you get a nice stretch through the upper back, traction through the upper spine as you roll the spine down. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, rolling down. And when you're ready, coming down with your arms as well. Just take a moment and rest. Notice how you feel. Maybe your feet wide, angle the knees in. And just rest. So we're going to do the windshield wiper pose as a counter pose, Jatra in Sanskrit. And it's going to come a little bit more here to the center. I'm going to actually add one more light because I think it's looking a little dark. Sorry about that. It should be a bit better. Yes, I think that's better. There we go. All right, there we go. I was in evening mode and all my lights off. So when you're ready, just lots of room. You're going to inhale here as you exhale, rolling to your left, bringing your right hand along your heart and rolling onto your left shoulder. Inhale, coming back to the center. And exhale, other side. Now, if this is hurting your neck, if you need more support, you can take a couple of blocks, or you can take a blanket, or even a bed pillow. And you can line them up here. I'm just on my mat, so I have a bit more room to show you, but you certainly could be on your mat. And then you just roll side to side, and you've got that support. Now, you might notice that I'm rolling over my shoulder as I exhale. I'm getting a nice stretch at the back of my shoulders. So try to slow this down. Inhale, center, exhale, side. And I'm rolling right onto my forehead when I do that twist. Many of my students love this variation. Pausing between inhale and exhale. If you can, start to exhale before you start to move, still exhaling at the end of the movement. And we're also doing a counter pose for the hips, for the pose we just did. Just finishing up your last round. Hopefully you just got into your mid back, as well as your shoulders, the back of those shoulders, feeling stretched. I'm just resting there for a moment. Right. So I'm going to do another movement of the shoulders in a different way. I'm going to take a block and put it underneath my hips and back on my mat. And this is going to be really helpful for shoulder issues, rotator cuff issues, that kind of thing. So as you inhale, feel your shoulders rolling forward. As you exhale, when you bring your knees back, roll your shoulders back and down. So bringing your elbows, dropping them down towards your hips as you do that. Exhale, inhale, let your shoulders roll forward. So you keep that going if you want this variation. Or if you have one shoulder that's a problem, you can work with that. So I'm going to show my right hand on my left knee. And as I exhale, I'm going to bring it across and bring the shoulder down. And then as I inhale, the shoulder goes forward. So this is very helpful if you have a shoulder injury. So you can pick either one of those. And you can do both sides, of course, if you've got two shoulder injuries. If you just have one, just one. And if you don't have injuries, just working this pose, which works the lower back, of course, but focusing on the upper back. Inhale, shoulders forward, exhale, drawing the shoulder blades down the back. And just finishing up. And taking a rest, you might want to remove that block. Okay, we're going to warm up a little bit more now before we go into deeper stretches. So coming onto your belly. Now, some of you might want to put a pillow, a bed pillow under the belly. And actually, you know what? I'm going to grab my bed pillow here and show you. You can also use a blanket. You could use a bolster. Bolsters are a bit high for this, but bed pillows are quite good. I learned this from physiotherapists when I used to work at a physiotherapy clinic many years ago. Almost 20. It's been a long time. Anyway, if you've gone to a physio and they've given you this, that's where I got this from. You put this underneath your belly, but you can use a bolster, and it just can give you a little bit more support on your lower back. We're going to focus on the upper back. You're going to inhale, bring your chest up. My hands are under my shoulders, classically Bhujangasana Cobra, or you can modify it by bringing them more forward. Inhale, up. Now keep the chin slightly tucked in. As you exhale, come down. Can you turn your head to one side? Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. Now I encourage you to also bring your legs into this, so you don't lose what we've already worked on in the lower back. Inhale, as you come up, can you straighten your legs? Really use your legs. Exhale, coming down. So that pillow or bolster underneath the belly can just help you get a little higher. And when you come down, rotating the head. And you can even add the tucked toes under if you want. We did last week. Or just stretching the legs long. And this is really warming up the whole upper back, neck, and shoulders. Probably feel some heat coming into the head and the upper back. And when you're ready, coming back to your child's pose. Now your child's pose might just be something like this. And this actually is a great variation for the upper back, neck, and shoulders, is holding the hands together, elbows apart, keeping those hips fairly high, and stretching those shoulders. You can also do this with one of your hard blocks. I know some of you who have done yoga, some of you have quite a long history of yoga. You've probably seen this as holding the block between the hands. You can use a book for this, and this takes it more deeply into the shoulders. Be careful, it can be pretty intense. So if you've got one shoulder that's a bit higher than the other, you might be feeling that a bit more, or an old injury. Release that. Just take a moment in child's pose, stretching the arms long. And when you're ready, you're going to come back onto your belly. You can use that pillow again if you like. Again, this should make it easier. Allows you to lift the chest a bit more and gives the lower back more support. So you have to get just the right place. So on the belly, on the hips, and below the chest. So from here, you're going to see whether we can add a little bit more strength work. So I'm going to do this with my hands in a diamond shape. So my fingertips are together and they're in a diamond shape. Hopefully you can see that. My head comes down. Inhale, I come up just with one hand, a salute to my forehead, and the other hand I'm pressing down, exhale, coming down. And then the other side, inhale up, exhale down. Now this is strengthening the shoulders,
the upper back, the neck. This is Ardha Shalabhasana. Now I'll just show you the classical. The classical is with the arms long. This is quite a bit harder. So I can do this, but I prefer the feeling in my shoulders with the diamond shape version. So feel free to pick whichever one feels better in your body. And those legs, as you inhale, extend them nice and long. Just do one more round, strengthening the backs of the shoulders and getting a nice extension through the chest. Strengthening the back and stretching the front. When you're ready, coming back into what in the West they call puppy pose. You can hold that block. Your hips are up, you're holding the block, or just palms together, elbows apart. And just see if you can stretch those shoulders. You could exhale, bring the hands down. Or sorry, that would be inhale, and then exhale the hands up, or just stay here. And release. Go into your full child just to stretch the whole back. Okay. All right. So when you're ready, we're going to come a little bit more with the knees, on the knees, so I can get into those shoulders in ways that it's hard to otherwise. So I'm going to show this way, so I hope you can see me a bit more. So tabletop position is usually called in the West. Inhale here. You're going to exhale. You're going to bring that left arm underneath. I'm mirroring for you. And the right foot to the side. And you're stretching that left shoulder. As you inhale, bring that right arm up. Exhale, bring it down. And you can also play with turning the head, looking up on the inhale, and exhale, release. So stretching the back of the shoulder again. We strengthened it a minute ago. Now we're stretching it again. I know a couple of you in the room have some shoulder issues from the past, so this can be helpful. And when you're ready, going to the other side. Bringing your left foot to the side. Bring your right arm through to that left foot. Inhale, bringing the top arm up. Left arm, exhale, release. Inhale. That top arm coming up, maybe looking to the ceiling. Exhale, release, maybe rolling the head and just being neutral, looking at the lower hand. So adding that little bit of roll through the head And just give a bit more of a neck stretch as well. And this 6 to 8 times. And you feel complete. Coming to your child's pose again. Child's pose is not accessible. Again, you can just do the puppy pose here. You can do that shoulder variation, holding the palms together or use a block. Or if it's comfortable, coming to the full puppy pose. If none of that works, go on your back and hug your knees. Now in this position, going into the side body, bring your hands to your left. You might feel this in your lower back, or you might feel it in your right upper back. Then going to the other side. To your right, feeling this, the left upper back. All right, we're going to do one more variation on our knees to get into the upper back. So bring your left leg to the side. You're going to inhale. You're going to come up in this position. So I'll just show you that to start. Now you might need something under that right knee. And then you're going to exhale, come forward. And inhale, come up. And exhale, come forward. And inhale, come up. Getting into that side body, the rib cage, exhale. Now we're going to go the other way. Inhale, coming to the other side, your right, exhale forward. Now some of you might like to have a block underneath the hand. And you could bend that right knee and come right to the heel as well. That's another way of intensifying it. So all this getting into the ribs and the lungs, great for respiration. The respiratory system, just getting into those lungs, getting into the rib cage, the intercostal muscles, and just finishing up that. And switching sides. So bringing your right leg to the side. You're just going to start by coming to the right. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. You can come quite a bit up if you like. Exhale down. That's gate pose. Padikasana. So you can come even higher if you want, or keep it more mellow. Just keep your hand on the ground. And then coming to the other side, and you get a bigger, longer stretch now. Inhale, extending to your left. Exhale, forward bend. You can use a block under the hand if you like. You can come down onto the heel when you come into your exhale if you like. getting into the hips as well, but we're focusing on the upper back, neck, and shoulders. And also I'm just trying to get some heat into the body. And just finishing up. Coming to your child's pose and resting. In this position, if you have imbalances in your back, you can try bringing one knee back to feel more balanced. If you feel a little bit of imbalance in the spine, you can try one leg back, one arm forward. Play with those variations according to your imbalances. And coming back onto your back, you should have some heat now, I hope, for some deeper stretching. Okay, actually, before we go onto our back, I'm going to do one more on the front, which I'm heating your body for. I just remembered I wanted to get to this. I'm going to move my pillow because this takes a bit of room, what I'm about to show you. This will not be for everyone, but I hope a number of you like it. So you're going to lie on your front body and actually show it this way. Your arms are at the sides. And you're going to take your left leg and head toward the right. And you're stretching the front of the right shoulder. If this is too intense, you do not have to stay here. You can just roll in and out of it. Inhale up, exhale, release. Or if you can, with all the heat we just created, can you stay there? And you can bring your legs apart a little bit. This can be pretty intense. You'll either love it or hate it. If it's too much, just take a rest or roll in and out of it. This is a pose I learned in the West, in a yoga class in the West, and it was a real game changer for my upper back. It just gets quite deeply into those shoulders, into the front of the shoulder. When you're ready, you're going to go the other way. Sorry, the back of the shoulder, I should say. Working front shoulder, this is the back of the shoulder. Inhale, your arm comes up. Exhale, it goes down, or you can just stay, that right arm up. Right leg is back. And you're feeling the stretch in the back of that left shoulder. If it's too intense, just come out of it at any time. Start again or roll in and out. You might have one side different than the other. And when you're ready, release. Rolling back to your child's pose one last time and just stay here. When you're ready, coming back on your back. But we're going to move into some chest openers now. So you can use a bed pillow for this. You can use a bolster. You can use a couple of blocks. I'm going to use a couple of blocks. Actually, I think I'll use the bolster because I'm not sure all of you have blocks. I'm going to start with the bolster and then I'll show with the blocks if you have them, okay? So if you have a bolster or a bed pillow, you just put it like this to start with. And then you're going to put your buttocks on the ground. A lot of people sit on the bolster. Don't do that. You want this bolster or pillow to go the length of your rib cage.
Now, when you're lying here, you might notice your chin is up at the sky. If that's the case, take a pillow or blanket and put it under your head so that hopefully the back of your head is supported and your chin is more in line with your chest. I personally like to just lie flat. So my neck likes, or you might like to have just a blanket. You're just going to lie here and breathe. Now, if you want to keep your hips more even, you can bring your feet to the wall. And if you have a blanket available, you might want to cover yourself with a blanket because you might cool down. So hopefully you're nice and warm after all that work we did. And now hopefully you're getting a nice stretch in the chest. So that might be your pose, or if you have those yoga blocks, the hard blocks, I'm going to show this variation. Lots of props flying around tonight. Okay, so block number 1, I've got like this, vertical. Put it right, the lower edge of it, right at my mid back. Block number 2, I put under my head, either on the high side or medium side, or even low side. And then you're just going to stay and breathe. This is more intense. And if you like, bring your arms to a place higher so you get even more deeply into the chest and the shoulders. Some of you might be able to take your arms overhead and do this with the bolster or the pillow as well. And just breathe here. This is like a restorative version of fish. And play with those arms. Make sure they're in the right place. You might be in one position and then switch. You can also play with, if you've got the blocks as you exhale, drawing your shoulder blades together as you exhale and squeezing them around that block. And it's a self-massage that you get as you do that. As you inhale into the chest and into the belly, exhale, draw the belly in, the chest falls. This pose is very good if you have a chest cold, to try to get oxygen into your chest. If you can do this without coughing too much, it's very good for preventing a cold if you feel like you're coming down with one. And you can up the ante by adding a hold after inhale, half the length of your inhale or the same length. This is used for working with immunity, so increasing the oxygenation of the blood. by bringing more oxygen into the lungs. And this helps with immunity. If you want to take it up a notch, add the bee breath, which is also said to increase our immunity. That's only on exhale. Inhale, constricting the throat, making that ha sound as you inhale if you can. Making a valve with the throat. Sounds like the ocean. Then exhale the bee breath from Marie. Inhale into the chest, then into the belly. Hold after inhale. Same length as the inhale or half the length. And then exhale the bee breath if you like. As you do that bee breath, you're drawing the belly in. Now just rest the breath. You can come out of this pose and lie flat on your back if you like, or just stay here. If you'd like to draw your attention to your heart center, perhaps there's a word that links to that center for you. It might be love, it might be joy, it might be peace. It might be openness, expansiveness. And as you inhale, you can say am, and exhale, just say that word. Bring it into your system. And focus your attention on the heart center. Again, at any time, coming out of this pose and moving into Shavasana, releasing all the props. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to invite you to join me, or maybe you're already there. Just want to roll off quite gently, coming off whatever you're on, and then lying flat on the ground. You can always take your bolster or your pillow. I'll show with the pillow since I got it here tonight underneath the legs as a counter for the lower back.
Just resting, inhale M, exhale your word linked to your heart, gazing your attention down to your heart center. You might feel quite a bit of energy in the chest, and I do invite you to have a blanket over your whole body because you might be getting cold. Inhale M, exhale loved, or whatever word you've picked. Focusing your attention on the heart center. Finding it hard to keep your attention there, even add a block on that center or a pillow just to help you focus on it. When you're ready, you're going to come out of this, and we're going to end the class in seated position tonight. It's just gradually you're making your way to seated. You're welcome to sit in a chair, or you can sit on the floor or sit on a stool using any props to make yourself more comfortable. You can use the same bed pillow or block, sit on. Not used to sitting cross-legged, I don't recommend that you just try it because it can be rather uncomfortable. You can also put a bolster on top just to give you a bit more grounding feeling. You can also put the bolster or pillow under your legs like this, and that can be more possible. So, welcome to sit in a chair as well. Right. So we're just going to do some neck movement here. It's a little hard to get to when you're lying on your back. So we're just going to do some neck movement. So we're going to inhale. And I'm going to do this actually with Ujjayi tonight, the inhale, because of one of you has a cold. So inhale, you're going to nod your head up, and you're going to exhale through one nostril as you roll your head down. You're going to switch hands. Inhale, bringing the head up. And exhale, I'm going to use the other hand to exhale through the other nostril. Now the hands, you can just hold them like a beak, or you can do the traditional Mrigi Mudra, which can be a little tough, so you can just hold the hand like a beak.
Inhale, rolling the head up. Exhale through one nostril. As you roll the head down. And just keep this going. Inhale, Ujjayi. Nodding up, exhale, nodding down. Breathing through one nostril. And just finishing up your last one. That's a great one for going to sleep. It's a great one for a stuffed nose. It's a great one for the neck and shoulders. And just staying in this seated position. And just notice perhaps a bit more expansion in the chest, hands at the heart. Inhale, arms at the sides. Now I'm going to visualize a big full moon. Exhale, drawing the hands to the heart. Inhale, arms to the sides, visualizing that full moon. So hands to the heart. Shanti. Inhale, arms to the side. This time, 2 Shantis. Shanti, Shanti. Last time, 3 Shantis. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Stay here. Namaste. Namaskaram. Thank you very much.